This is One on One. We're pleased to be joined by Mr. Charles Rosen, owner and CEO, Newark Farms and Jersey Cider Works. Good to see you, Charles.
Good to see you, Steve.
You have brought props.
I have.
I want to understand something here. We're talking about cider and its connection to the city of Newark. Cider is Newark's oldest industry?
That's right.
I thought beer was.
No, George Washington only drank Newark cider. It was known as the champagne of ciders in the 17 and 1800s. And as a matter of fact, in great Newark fashion, because it was known as the champagne of ciders, they actually sold it on the black market as champagne. And I have an article from 1862 talking about Newark cider as champagne, but spelled S-H-A-M, like a sham. Yeah, it was a big deal.
And what do you have there, by the way?
So this is our inaugural product, Ironbound Hard Cider.
Made where?
Well, so our
why is it called Ironbound? Ironbound is we are in literally
we're in the Ironbound. Yes. So we are based in the old Ballantine Brewery, but in New Jersey, to be a cider, you have to have a winery license, and to have a winery license, you have to be engaged in commercial agriculture. So we have our farm out in Hunterdon County. It's about 100 acres out in Hunterdon, and but our workforce comes from Newark every day to the farm. And so we hire primarily formerly incarcerated men and women out of Newark, and we have a whole workforce development program rooted in conflict resolution and communication skills and identity value work. So it's an opportunity for our folks to come out of the city on a daily basis, work at the farm, but we're very connected to the city, both in our workforce and our heritage.
Yeah, in fact, the whole prisoner entry issue, which we're fascinated by, former Governor Jim McGreevey has been leading this effort along with some others, and we're actually having discussions about him as to how we can actually engage in this discussion, understand this more.
Yeah.
My understanding is you work with his group as well.
That's correct.
To identify people who have been incarcerated, who are out, who are getting trained and are looking to get back into the workforce? That's
exactly right. So Governor McGreevey's created a remarkable program where although we started for about 4 or 5 years without working with Governor McGreevey, a lot of the folks...
By the way, just to make clear, he's involved in a not-for-profit that does this work.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So what we found, or what we continue to find, is that so many of these men and women haven't had the opportunity to deal with these underlying major issues that are really a part of chronic poverty. So if there's any issues of mental illness, addiction, or very basic things like not being able to get a driver's license because there's a warrant out for your arrest for outstanding tickets.
And how do they get up to where your place is then?
So we commute everyone, we pay everyone a commuting fee, and but just the challenge of getting 50 miles away, my guys always talk about the third man rule. If there's 3 black guys in a car in Hunterdon County, they're getting stopped. It's heartbreaking, and then they'll get a ticket for something like an air freshener on their window as if it's an obstruction. So the work that Governor McGreevey's doing in dealing with the underlying basic needs that are either legal or mental health or addiction, so working with him and his organization allows us to kind of take that to the next level, to work on life skills and work on coaching about how an individual kind of sees him or herself in the society.
Bring it back to cider.
Yeah.
What the heck is cider?
So cider is the fastest growing segment of the alcohol category. For me as a Canadian, I don't quite get it. We're beer drinkers. I am.
From where?
I'm both Kingston, Ontario.
Okay.
So cider is made very much like wine. It's fermented fruit. It's just made with apples, not grapes. But the category is driven by huge players, mostly breweries, that make cider from concentrate. So as opposed to concentrate, we've decided to work only with local fresh pressed apples from small scale growers. So we have our orchards, but we also get all of our juice from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, small family farmers.
This industry, this cider industry, does in fact have the potential to grow and employ more people?
It's massive.
What do you mean massive? Put that in context.
Well, again, because it's the fastest growing segment of the alcohol category, you're seeing the big dominant players are Sam Adams, Miller Coors, Anheuser-Busch. As their sales flatten in their traditional beer products, they're seeing cider, go nuts. And young people, everybody under 35, both male and female, are drinking cider. You know, it's gluten-free, it's, you know, all of the buzzwords, it's delicious.
Makes it healthy.
Seems healthy, right? But
Seems healthy,
seems
is it?
healthy, sure. Well, of course. I mean, ours is no added sulfites, no added sugar, very low sugar content, and it's gluten-free, and it's fresh pressed local apples.
Could more of it be actually produced in cities like Newark?
Well, so again, this is a very weird tension that we're having with the state, which is technically we have to produce, we're under a plenary winery
Does the
license.
ABC regulate you?
Yes.
The alcohol beverage
Ever Alcohol Beverage Control Board. And they treat us like a wine.
Right.
So we have to be made at the orchard. I'm in discussions with them right now saying, can we sever the parts of the business that do belong in Newark? The canning, the bottling, the packaging, the distribution, warehousing, the pieces of the business. You know, Newark was named Newark as in the new ark, Noah's Ark, a place of spiritual rebirth, but also to do the new work of the nation. And that work created, it's why we had this migration of Southern black workers to be part of this new economy.
Right.
And we've built an infrastructure here that we need to take advantage of. We have the workforce.
How many employees?
Right now, 21.
Could you see this ironbound hard cider being a product that's actually distributed beyond where it is right now?
Yeah, so we're statewide. Our goal, though, is to keep it local.
Keep it local.
But keep it local, but at a, you know, our local market's 25 million people between Philadelphia and New York. So that's a lot of cider drinkers. It's a big market. And we would like to be the dominant player as the local player. But if our whole model is about paying living wages, providing opportunity to the chronically underemployed, supporting local farmers, we think that that should kind of be by and for New Jersey, right? This is all about Jersey pride. And we think there's a huge opportunity, but for us, we chose to be in cider, not only because we have this heritage, which is, you know, this true play in Newark, and not only because it's the fastest growing segment of the alcohol category, but because we felt that it was a significant enough revenue stream to bring in money to both handle our workforce development program and also our regenerative agriculture program.
Charles Rosen, owner and chief executive officer of Newark Farms and Jersey Cider Works, doing fascinating work. Cider is, in fact, Newark's oldest industry. Looks like it's growing. Charles, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. A pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good stuff.
The preceding program has been a production of the CAUCUS Educational Corporation and the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in association with NJTV and WNET. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato at NJPAC has been provided by Prudential Financial's Global Communications Department, NJIT, the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, PSE&G, TD Bank, RWJ Barnabas Health, and by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.